Collective. Today is our Sunday Worthy Collective, and we're so grateful that you are catching this live for the beautiful women who have saved the time. And then for anyone that we have passed this replay on or into our Worthy Collective, that the replay is for you. And we want to share with you that we have a very special welcome. Welcome to the Worthy Collective. This is your sacred space, a gathering place. Oops, I didn't share my screen. Let me share the screen so you can see what I'm sharing. This is your sacred space, a gathering place for women from all walks of life, whether you're here to rise in your health, reclaim your wealth, deepen your faith, or realign your purpose in life or business. Here, there's no hierarchy, only humanity. We honor every woman's unique path, knowing that growth looks different for each of us. You're not behind, you're not too late, you are right on time. We give grace, we grow, we remember who we are together, and we welcome you home to the Worthy Collective. And so I get to share with you about our beautiful speaker today. And she came to me, I was trying to think about this, like how long ago it was that I heard about Tracey Gore. And I love how life works. I was in Chicago for a rewiring event, a certification, took the course and passed the test. And then I was handed off to um, Drew, who is responsible for my website and the tech master. And he had said, "Oh, I've got to introduce you to Tracey." And he worked with Tracey behind the scenes as well. And so that was over a year ago. And we just kept passing, we were passing ships. We were just passing ships in all sorts of ways. And so Kate came along, who introduced me to Drew and said, "You've got to check in with Tracey as to what she's got going on." And so we did an interview together. And then we started talking more about the event that she's doing in Florida. And yes, with Amore, and being able to share that she wanted to have her offer tightened up. So we were able to work together and really tighten that up and make sure that she was ready to go. She had her speech, she had everything, but really offering the next steps. And so I got to know her on a more personal basis after I think 8 hours now. Very deep 8 hours of work, especially 2 hours of technology that we thought was in the background taking notes, and it didn't. It did not take any notes. 3 minutes of a recording. So, thank God I took some really great notes and we made sure that everything was lined up. And so I get to share with you about someone that I've heard about for over a year now. And what is so exciting is to see what she has done with what she has overcome. And she's going to share a really inspiring message about trusting the becoming today. And so Tracey Gore is a passionate entrepreneur, best-selling author, fund manager, and real estate investor who helps women rise above obstacles and step boldly into her God-given calling. Through her books, Unbreakable, Beautiful Ruined, and Paving the Way, she shares her journey of faith, resilience, and financial empowerment. Tracey is the founder of CashBridge Solutions and a private lending company that helps women fund their investments. As a mentor and a speaker, Tracey equips women with Christ-centered strategies to build wealth, walk in purpose, and creating lasting legacies. So thank you, Tracey, for teaching today on the message of trusting the becoming.
Yes, you're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you for that great introduction. I'm so excited to be here. I just love when God puts two people together that are just meant to rise, and not just Maggie and I, but everybody in here. Thank you so much for coming. Thanks for making this community, Maggie, and saying yes, because that's what it's all about, right? It's about hearing from God and getting out of the way and saying, "Okay, God, yes, I hear you. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to do this." So you do it even while you're afraid, right? All right. Can I go ahead and share my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, you guys, I was so excited about this. When Maggie asked me to do one of these Sundays, I was like, this is exactly what I said. Sundays are my day that I don't get out of PJs, right? Like, and then I heard God say, "I thought you were going to say yes." I was like, okay, never mind. I'll be there. Okay. So here we are. Let me share my screen. And I was so passionate about this that I decided to change it midstream. So you're gonna have to bear with me that I put the slides in the right spot. That's why I was a few minutes late coming. All right, let's see if I can do this correctly here. This is not my forte, the tech stuff. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, I hope you're seeing what you're supposed to see.
I think if you click, are you in Canva?
I am.
Okay, so click on the big part of the screen because we see your notes.
Click on the big part of my screen. How do I do that?
Mm,
The big
I'm
click it with your just click that.
I'm honestly not sure if you can get rid of the presenter notes when you're sharing this way with Canva. We ran into that problem as well with our workshop.
I was thinking the exact same because I don't see the same
There's
option
like
in the corner.
no,
Up at the top right corner, there should be like where you clicked for presenter view.
yeah, there's nothing now.
Um, yeah.
Unshare, then click it,
Uh,
then share.
I just made my screen bigger so I didn't see your notes.
Hey,
Maybe-
you're a genius.
Maybe I'm not supposed to record it or something.
I don't think it's a recording issue. When we were looking into this because we were screen sharing with my TV for our workshop, it would screen share with the notes. Even if you hit like if you hit presenter view and you get the notes where you can see them in Canva, when you share this way for whatever reason, everybody else sees them as well.
Let's see if I do this again.
Yeah, maybe if you go out of editing
Yeah,
and just
okay.
hit present and
No,
then
no, they're
hit
just on the
present
other
and
side
you
now.
won't see them.
Yeah, try that
Now
again.
hit, there you
Yep.
go, present full screen. Put present full screen so then we won't see your notes.
But then I don't think she sees them either.
Yeah, where are my notes now?
Yeah, that's what happens.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's so
So
bizarre.
yeah,
Is that?
Hey,
Okay, so
I got an idea for you. So this is the best, and you know what, guys? I want y'all to know that this is what's meant for our Worthy Collective is that we have some incredible women who have great gifts and talents and businesses. And what's so exciting is that we get to learn together because you don't get to learn unless you're in a safe space. So I have an idea, Trace. How about you send me your file in Canva to share it? Um, and I'll open it and I'll share it so you can keep your notes because I have heard that a number of times that depending on Canva, that really wipes out your notes.
okay, well, let's just pivot. That's the how do I stop? Am I still sharing?
Nope,
No.
you did. You're
no,
unshared.
we can't see.
Yep, you can share your Canva and then I can open it and I can share it so that you can keep your notes.
How
Yeah,
far-
Maggie, that's the same problem I had. I copied and pasted my notes into my notes so I could see it on my phone or I could see it on a different screen.
Yeah. And did I share the presentation or did you?
No, I did it, and that's why I had to have my screen was smaller so I couldn't see anyone's comments or anything like that. But I was able to like minimize my screen so I could see my notes, but it was copy and paste into my notes.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I love technology. I love technology.
Right? This is so funny. Well, and listen, disruption always follows intention. It's just the way that it is. So
Well,
let's see if I got this right.
I'm so curious that Canva has that presentation package, but yet hasn't figured out how to let a person. You have to have a separate screen,
Exactly.
almost like a separate device.
Yep.
And it's like Canva, like in what world?
Yeah, they want us to pay $30 a month, but
No,
they
I
can't
pay.
put that together.
I
Oh, I
pay.
pay too. I think what I
Yeah,
did
$30
before,
a month.
I think I opened it twice on my giant screen and I had my notes over here and I was presenting on this one. I think that's how I did it last time because I was like, I remember figuring this out last time. Okay, Maggie, see if that link is correct that I just sent you.
Okay, which email did you send it? Maggie?
I don't know. I just typed in Maggie and whatever it came up, I hit go.
Let me look. Oh, got it. Look at that. Oh my gosh, we are so good.
Did it work?
It did.
Yay!
Okay, love, hold on. Here we are. We are so good.
I mean, you know.
Ta-da! We good? Yeah?
Yay!
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, awesome.
All right, now let me get
Perfect.
get my act back together here.
I've got so many children running in and out of this room. I'm like, I got mom voice out. Okay. God,
Tell them Grandma Tracy's presenting. They need to come watch.
I did. I was like, come on, Tracy's on. They're like, can we come? And I was like, no, door shut. I get an hour for me. Okay.
That's
This is my
girl, that's
hour.
right.
All right. So today I am so excited to present to you on trusting the becoming. I am a serial entrepreneur. I'm a mother of 3, and I'm a bonus mom to many. As you know, I'm a bonus mom to Aaron. I've spent a lot of time building businesses, raising capital, helping women create wealth that will outlive them, because I really believe in leaving a legacy for our children and our children's children, because we are called to leave an inheritance to them. And a lot of times we have to get out of our own way to do that. We have to give ourselves permission to rise, permission to be successful. And the only way to do that is to know who you are in Christ and know that he's got really good things in store for you. My real story that brought me here today it's about redemption. So there was a time in my life when I was shattered by addiction, loss, deep pain. I didn't grow up in church. I didn't know God, but at my rock bottom, I cried out and I said, God, if you're real, you're going to have to show me. And he did. He showed up. I met Jesus in my mess, right? He didn't wait for me to get perfect. He didn't wait for me to know everything I needed to know. And he showed up with me, just like he did in the fire with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, which we're going to go over a little bit later. But what was meant to break me actually built me, right? So God took my message and he taught me that healing and success don't come from hustling harder. They come from surrendering deeper. So today, I'm living proof that no matter what you're facing, you can rise again, you can rebuild, you can trust. And this message is trusting the becoming. It's about learning to release the pressure of timelines, to let go of control, and to believe that even in the waiting, God is working. Not behind. You are becoming, and you are beautiful. The pressure to arrive. I used to live with this quiet pressure inside, the sense that I was supposed to be further along by now, that I should have already made it, that by a certain age, a certain season of life, I should have hit certain milestones and my life should look different. Can anybody relate to that?
No, yeah.
Have you ever looked down at your own timeline and thought, God, I thought I'd be further by now? We live in this world that we celebrate arrivals, promotions, milestones, titles, launches, success stories. But what we rarely celebrate are the quiet, hidden seasons, the ones where God is shaping us behind the scenes, refining our character, preparing us for what we've been praying for. I used to think that the evidence of success was achievement. But the longer I've walked with God, the more I realize the real evidence of success is peace. The kind that says, I trust you, Lord. I trust you where I am, even if it's not where I thought I'd be. I love what Joyce Meyer says. She says something to the effect of, I may not be where I need to be, but thank God I'm not where I used to be, and God is still working on me, right?
Hallelujah.
There came a moment in my life when I realized that trusting the becoming meant trusting the process, trusting that even when things looked still, silent, or uncertain, God was right beside me. He was molding me into the woman he created me to be all along. Because becoming isn't instant, it's intimate. It's what happens when you stay close to the potter's hand long enough to let him shape you. Next slide. We're going to pause and reflect here because go to the next slide, sweetheart.
Sorry.
It's okay. Where in your life have you been measuring progress by how far you've gone instead of how much you've grown? Like, think about it. We beat ourselves up because we think we should be further along when really we need to just do the next right thing that's in front of us. Like sometimes God is saying, listen, I'm taking you to high places, but I need you to be faithful in the next 20 minutes. Can you do that? Then we can be on our way. Right? Because sometimes it's in the mundane tasks that God shows up and he wants us to be obedient. Take a moment to consider what has changed in your character, your faith, your resilience. Growth isn't always visible on the outside, but God sees every step forward in your heart. Right? Next slide. We have this pressure of timelines. For so long, I was caught up in time frames. How long is it taking? How far do I need to go? How much ground do I have to make up? I measured myself by results, and I didn't consider the refinement. It's so easy to do, especially as women in business or leadership. We live in this world that's constantly whispering, you're behind, you should be further, you should be more. But if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. When you're walking in divine purpose, you can't be late. You can only be becoming. Because Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, he has made everything beautiful in its time. And that's not in my time, it's not in your time, it's in God's time. It's his timing that causes us to be beautiful. Divine timing isn't about delay, it's about development. The waiting seasons aren't wasted seasons. They are classrooms for your calling. Next slide. Do not grow weary. In the waiting, keep doing good. You may not see the fruit yet, but God promises in due season you will reap if you don't lose heart. Here's a journal prompt in case anybody's taking notes. Lord, what are you still working on in me that I will reap in due season so that I don't give up? Mm-hmm. Next slide. So let's reflect. Where have you been trying to force something to happen faster than it's meant to go? I can think of a lot of things. I'm always rushing God. I'm like, come on, let's go. What would it look like to rest in the knowing that God's delay is not his denial and it's his development? Wouldn't that be peaceful? Next slide. There was a season when everything I thought that defined me had fallen apart. My house, my car, my career, my plans crumbled. My certainty vanished, and I felt like God had walked away, but he hadn't. He was sitting by me in the fire. Malachi says he sits as a refiner and purifier of silver. A silversmith never leaves his fire unattended. He stays close until he can see his reflection in the metal. Why? Because the metal will be damaged if he leaves. That's what God does with us. He stays close until he can see his reflection in you, and even then, he never leaves ours. Next slide. Like I was saying, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they were thrown into the fire for their faith. But the king looked in and he saw 4 figures. Jesus had met them in the fire, ladies, in the fire. They walked out and they weren't burnt. They didn't smell like smoke. And sometimes the fire isn't there to destroy you. It's there to reveal who's standing beside you all along as you are refined. You are never alone in the heat of refinement. God is always there. Next slide. So take a moment and ask yourself, where have I been pushing instead of praying? Where have I been relying on my own strength instead of surrendering to his will? Because sometimes our biggest breakthroughs happen not through striving, but through surrender. What area of my life needs more surrender than strategy? Where am I over planning and under trusting? Some of us are over strategizing what God simply wants us to surrender to. What if the door hasn't opened yet? Not because you're unqualified, but because God is still preparing the room for you. He has gone before you and straightened your paths. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means trusting the one who knows the way forward even when we can't see it. If we truly believe that God's timing is perfect, it's not delayed, it's not early, it's exactly right, what kind of peace would that bring to you? Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing the pressure to force outcomes is gone. That's where freedom begins, when we stop trying to control what only God can complete. Next slide. We are to acknowledge him. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. It's God that directs the path. You don't have to map out every step. Acknowledge him in every move. He promises to direct the path, even if that path is hidden. Next slide. Take a moment and ask yourself, when it feels like God is silent, he is working there And there are seasons when it feels like heaven is quiet, when prayers seem unanswered. But God's silence doesn't mean absence. It means he's working behind the scenes. The silence of God is never the stillness of God. Waiting isn't delay, it's development. When we can't see movement, we assume God isn't working, but the truth is he's aligning things we can't even see yet. Just like seeds growing underground, his timing is preparing the harvest. What if this season is your preparation for your harvest? Don't despise the preparation. The waiting is where roots grow deep enough to sustain the calling. Can I get an amen on that? Next slide. There's beauty in the journey. Faith is trusting that what God is doing in the dark will one day shine in the light. God began to teach me that the journey itself is the reward. When I stopped fighting for control and started embracing contentment, I began to notice the beauty in the small things, the laughter of my kids, quiet mornings with coffee and prayer, the joy of helping another woman rise to her full potential through her identity in Christ. Philippians 1:6 says, he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. It's not about perfection. It's about progression. Next slide. Let's reflect on this. What beauty is already around me that I've been too busy to notice? That one kind of hurts. What lessons is God teaching me right here that I'll need for what's next? We have to stay open to what God's trying to show us. Next slide. There's an unfolding and it's beautiful. Waiting isn't weakness, it's worship. Every time you choose to trust his pace instead of your pressure, you're declaring that his ways are higher than your way. You are his masterpiece. The master artist isn't finished, and every brushstroke has purpose. You don't need to rush the picture while the painter is still working. Next slide. Give yourself grace. In what area of your life do you need to give yourself grace to still be learning? Where have you been too hard on yourself for not having all the answers? I want to speak to the woman who's been hard on herself, who feels like she should have known better by now. Because I was that woman too. Can I tell you something? You're still learning, and that's holy. God isn't frustrated with your process. So why are you? We put too much pressure on ourselves. You're a work in progress, and that's proof of his grace. God knew exactly who he was getting into a relationship when he called you. Next slide. All right, so I invite you to repeat this with me because all of us are becoming, and these are very powerful. So let's go. I am becoming everything God designed me to be.
I'm becoming.
I am not behind.
I
I'm being refined. I am becoming stronger,
stronger,
wiser,
wiser.
and more at peace.
More at peace.
I trust the unfolding of my story.
Of my story.
I am becoming who I already am in God's eyes.
In God's
eyes.
That's the sound of alignment right there. That's faith speaking louder than fear. We got to do things afraid, ladies. Next slide. So here's a journal prompt in case you're taking notes. Lord, what are you still developing in me that I've been trying to rush? Take time this week to sit with this question, listen, write, and trust that he is faithful to complete that good work in you. He started it. Let him finish. As we close, remember this. You don't have to rush what God is refining. You don't have to chase what he's already written. You are becoming who you were always meant to be. You are not behind. You are becoming, and you are beautiful. Last slide. That's it. That's the whole presentation. And if you want to connect with me on any level, you could feel free to grab that QR code and go to tracygore.ai. You can even chat with my clone if you want, or you can just simply message me or request prayer or find another way to work with me. Maybe find my books, anything that you'd like. And that's it.
Yeah. Thank you.
So beautiful.
You're
Oh my
so
goodness.
so you're not
So
bleared.
I'm going to
That's
share.
awesome.
Let's see if this feels here.
I'm gonna unblur it. It's okay.
Do you guys want to share some takeaways or anything that you felt like was a highlight that really spoke to you?
Yeah, I like the give yourself time because I feel exactly like that. Like I feel like I should have been I'm 38 and I feel like I should have been doing something way more. Like should have my self together, my life together. And I figured it out though. No moms have it all figured out. They just fake it to make it. It's true.
You are right where you're supposed to be, Erin. Yeah, God has you in the palm of his hand.
Say hi, mom.
Hi, Tracy.
Aw, so nice to have you. How awesome.
Thank you so much. I'm so proud of my girl. This is so great for her. She has just come so far.
Mhm.
Oh, that's your mom. Hi, Mom.
This is my mom.
That's me.
Wow. Oh,
How special.
good. Yes. Love, love.
Love, love.
Erin,
Yeah, definitely.
Everything that you just said, it resonates with me and Tracy. Oh my gosh, when you were talking, I had tears in my eyes and my heart was vibrating because that's exactly how I'm feeling. And through my journey as well, I used to beat myself up about why why am I so late in recognizing all of these things? Why am I so late doing the things that I'm doing? And yeah, it just brings it all together, Tracy. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad it
One
resonated.
thing I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I totally agree with everything that's been said. I think one of the things that I want to sit and really make sure I pause and reflect on is the question that said, what beauty is already around me that I've been too busy to notice? And what lessons is God teaching me right here that I'll need for what's next? And I think in my own life, I'm always like, okay, what's next? What am I checking off my to-do list next? Okay, where should I be? What should I be doing? That like so many times I'm not enjoying God's beauty that's right here in the blessings that He's already given me. So I really just want to take time to sit with that today and reflect on that. So thank you for these reflection questions too, to be able to think about.
Yeah, sure. I think it's so important for us to stop looking at how far we have to go and start looking back at where we were and celebrate our progress, right?
Right.
Yes.
And stop comparing ourselves to other people. Our relationship with God and becoming as individual. So to be in a space like this, we can let our guards down and we can just be and show up as we are and stop comparing.
Yeah.
And
Authenticity, important.
I love, and I didn't get, it was something about being intimate, and Amore had spoke it or had put it in the chat, but I don't remember the whole thing, but it was about obviously the becoming, but about how you're intimate with God. So it was back on one of the earlier slides that you had mentioned it, and that really stuck out to me.
I'm not sure exactly which one you're talking about. I do see in the notes somebody wanted all the journal prompts, and I'll put together a little one pager that has all of the different prompts, and I'll send it over to Maggie for everybody.
I think I almost have all of
Yeah.
them in the notes, but I can also take your presentation and turn it into a PDF and attach it in the Worthy Collective too.
Whatever you want to do, whatever's easiest, so it can add value.
Thank you. I agree. I already put the journal prompts in the chat, so you guys can.
What's up?
So yeah. I
I
think
love the story about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. It's one of my favorites because the king is just absolutely floored. It's if anybody ever, it's in Deuteronomy, or is it Daniel? Daniel 3. And so it's a great story to go back and read the whole thing because the king is just shocked. He orders that the furnace be like put so much fuel
7 times
that it
hotter.
burns hotter at any point that the people that go to push them into the furnace are burned in the process. Like
Yeah.
it's an amazing story. But then he's like, wait a minute, how many people did we put in there? How come I see four? But it just to me the part of that story that is amazing is you said he meets us in our mess, right? He meets us in our mess, and then
What
when we
is it?
walk away, we have a message.
She said she was in the driveway.
So when we have
Yeah.
when he meets us in our mess, he gives us a message.
Yeah. Well, that's the beauty of it. We don't have to have it all figured out. He's not waiting for us to straighten up. He's waiting for us to surrender so that he can help us. Right.
Exactly.
Powerful.
May I add something? Sorry, I was interrupting. A lot going on. This is Tamia. Um, I'm gonna be really, really honest, and everybody's not gonna like this, but it's like who I am. I don't know any other way but to be honest. So when the message started, I was like, oh my, I was like, oh my gosh, religious overtones. Like I start to hear the God and the Christ part and the Bible verses. And so I've been away from church for a long time. And so I think I mentioned maybe a couple of months ago that my little one joined the choir. So she's only been up there once. So that pulled me back in the church because I had to take her to rehearsal. She goes with her grandparents, but I had to take her to rehearsal. And I promised her that I would show up to support her. So I was like, that was fine and dandy. And I was like, oh, it wasn't so bad when I did go. Not only that, um, this past week, my mother, like she knows that I don't go to church, but she said, at church there was some family prayer. She was like, but I knew you wouldn't come. But they did. They wanted the children to be there, the grandchildren. They had food trucks. It was a good gathering. I was like, well, you know what? Sometimes I do comply. I would have gone had you asked. And just told me what all it entailed. Like sometimes I will just, push forward for the sake of, I guess, the bonding of my little one and her grandparents, like, just to make the picture a whole, if that makes sense. Back to what I felt like were religious overtones, but that was a huge message. So the two parts I really enjoyed, sorry, I made notes. Um, don't rush the picture when the painter is still painting. That's very deep. That like I'm getting goosebumps right now, but I'm gonna sit on that one. Also, the other one where it says, where are we pushing? When we should be praying. Um, I don't call it prayer anymore. Like I put something out there and I know it's going to come back. What I have to understand is where it comes from. I have to surrender to that. I'm just going to say like this past week, I came into, let's just say a windfall of money. And it came from a place that the average Christian person would be like, no, 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 that wasn't God. You see what I'm saying? And I'm just like, I surrendered and something tremendous happened, whatever. Um, the other part, here's the most significant part. I'm not on camera because like I'm tending to myself, or at least I thought I was. So my hair, like I'm supposed to touch up. I don't mean to make it a long story. I'm supposed to touch up my hair, let's say no longer than every 2 months. So I really, really, really neglected my hair and I've sat down to like do my hair today. Not only that, I never do my hair in my mirror in my bedroom. I am I am in front of the mirror in my bedroom that has two pictures of my grandmother. Not only that, she mentioned the actual first Bible verse that she taught me, which was Proverbs 3:6.
Wow.
In all thy ways acknowledge him and he
Wow.
shall direct. I was like, no way, no way, no way, no way. So
Way,
that
way.
so
Oh,
every time I get on this call, like something, I'm just gonna say weird, strange, yet wonderful happens.
You're
There are
welcome.
no coincidences.
yeah,
Then
girl.
This is
Yep.
how much God loves you.
Yeah.
my aunt that I feel like never reaches back out to me, she's like, I'm in the driveway. And I'm like, out of all the times, she was just like, I have something. Can you give it to your father? I'm in the driveway right now. And I'm just like, so I sent my little one to the door, just to get it. Cause all the times I reach out to her, I don't know. I just didn't stop to go get it for whatever reason. I'll catch up with her if she wants to catch up. But I had to just put those in there. Hopefully it helps somebody. So thank you for the invitation and I'm glad to be here.
Oh, yay.
Thank you.
That's some serious authenticity and genuine, raw truth. And I love, Tamia, that you shared that because faith is that fine line. It is such a fine line for each of us in our own journeys. And a lot of times, what we've said is so many times, if you reflect on the footsteps in the sand, and so many times we feel like no, God, I'm good. I got this. And you see only one set and you think you did away with God. And those are more of the times that He carried you. And understanding that we're all on our own journey, we're all in our own experiences, and that there is so much more peace and love and being open, and you didn't drop off. You could have been like, delete, I'm done, I'm out of here, and being able to find the message that was meant for you because you were open is incredible, and such significance in what we talk about is there's a test, there's the learning, and then there's that word that if anyone caught it that Tracey said in the very beginning is the refinement. And some people never get to refinement because they don't allow themselves. They opt out. And then they circle the mountain again and again and again. So,
Thank God he knows how many times you're going to go around that mountain, and he's still there. He's
mhm.
still there waiting for you.
So powerful. Was there anyone else wanted to share? I know that Karen, she's timing has been wild, and with all this automation, I messaged her and was like, "Hey, I'm not sure if you saw this coming up," and we're back and forth, and she helped me with some automation. And Tracey, she got like 24 messages when she registered for yesterday's business. I was like, "Oh, Drew, I messed up because there wasn't." She was like, "Okay, Maggie, I think you're very excited about me registering, but I think something's wrong." And I was like, "Yes, yes, there was." And I don't know if you want to share, Karen, or if if you're up for it.
Um, I just feel like I have been sitting in my own stuff, just kind of like all over the place. And all right, well, I gotta go do this and go do this and go do this. And it's like, you know what? It just all has to happen together. Plug in the time. Um, and it's like I've been looking for, what's next? I just feel like something's missing. I don't want to be, just something was missing. And I'm like, oh, it's right in front of you, Karen. This. Um, the group of women that I already get to the blessing to be around and be a part of, and um, you know, I too, Maggie, got my 100 days back out. I'm it doesn't happen every day, but day 47 today was pretty cool. Power of words.
Ooh, I got the chills.
Yeah. Yeah, I did too. Especially when I started reading it this morning. I'm like, oh, of course. Of course. Thank you again for starting this way back when. It's been a long time.
It has been. And if
And the
anybody's
nudge.
Not so I appreciate you sharing because Karen and I have known each other so incredibly long. We met through Mary Kay years and years ago. And when I left Mary Kay, I would say 90, if I could take a percentage, it'd probably be 98% of people of the women that I did life with for 13 years. We did lots of traveling, lots of events, weekly events, like more than we went to church. We went to Mary Kay. And we had calls and we had lots of activities. And 98% of that community was done with me when I left Mary Kay. And Karen would continuously check on me, and I got to check on her. And we never were on the same team. In Mary Kay, she wasn't on my team. I wasn't on her team. She was on, the team Lucy when I had Lucy early in Texas. And so what's so significant is that we are tied together by choice. And that opportunity when we meet great people, whether we share the same jersey with our kids for sports, we are in the same office, we're on the same church team, volunteer team, networking group. I mean, the list goes on and on. Yet there's something significant and special when we connect with another soul. And here it is for women because there is something very unique and special for us. And yet, as women, if we do have a business, or if we're very specific about how we do our lives and we're the service to everyone else, we forget how much we are service to ourselves. And the opportunity to be among other powerful women who might be in retirement, you might be raising babies, or you might be deciding what's next, or you might be an empty nester or ready essentially for your next level. That support system is so critical. And I created this because I didn't have one. I didn't
Thank
have
you.
one. You're so welcome.
We
So
had a
the
We
great
made
we had
one
a great
instead.
start. We had a great start. We learned a lot of lessons. The stepping stones are still invaluable. And I'm so blessed that we've stuck together. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and this is the part of technology that we love, and sometimes it can be frustrating. And so thank you for all the grace. If you guys got a weird message today, I still have to figure out how my Zoom needs to say the day of the event, or at least the Worthy Collective, because you realize it's not August. So we will fix those things. And so the opportunity that not to give up on great people. And that's such a great lesson today with Tracey. Like I've been hearing about Tracey forever. And our lives just did not intertwine except for hearing about what she was doing, or where Drew was going to do things, or like even the backdrop of where she is. A lot of the meetings, the backdrop was Drew. And I was like, oh wait, oh yeah, wait a second. I know that backdrop. And so being so grateful, because if it weren't for the event with Amare in Florida and these next steps, and did Tracey really need me? The difference is that support system. We went so fast through the details because there was feedback and there was an opportunity to work together, and literally God's humor, having this beautiful fathom that takes notes that we rely on, and it summarizes and it does all these fancy things. Thank God I had written notes because I'm a nerd and I love to write notes and I love to, connect it and see it and be, like I'm very visual, and the blessing of being able to have that opportunity and the chance to see what she's creating, and then for her to be able to share her becoming is something to admire, because she's come from absolute ashes. And so many of us we have our own ashes and we have our own stories. And as I always say, is we have our own fingerprint, and our hockey boys are going to learn here soon when we get back together. So Sarah, don't say anything. I'm going to take a stamp pad and pass it around and make them take their thumbprint and put it on the document of what we're going to work on next, because that is so very significant. We are all unique in our own light. And it is not the comparison of anyone else's. It's how we shine and how we were made to be such gifts within ourselves, in our communities and that ripple effect and the uniqueness and the blessing and that influence. And the words today from Tracey, I love this presentation that's behind me, and I gave it to you guys in the notes, and it will be loaded in our Worthy Collective. That he has made everything beautiful in its time, and that is such the truth of the pressure of our timelines and the availability of what's possible. Does anyone have anything else they want to share before we finish up today?
Well, I just want to take notice that this is the largest group that we've had. And so that means yes, we're growing and we'll continue to grow. And um, yes, it's amazing. So bring a friend, bring a sister, sister-in-law, bring a neighbor, invite so that we can all grow together and become more amazing.
You are so correct. And the gift is that is Sunday a challenge to stop right in the middle, especially with as beautiful it is. Yeah, it is. 1 hour of time. 1 hour of time. And I think it was Erin. I think she said it like that 1 hour to stop
Yeah.
everything. And this is meant for you. When
Yeah.
you are a woman, you serve multiple people, multiple ways, and yet this is a way to have it served back for you. Next message, next Sunday would be by the beautiful Kate Adams, and
Whee!
she is teaching on sacred structure, creating routine that nourishes, not depletes. And so, yes, bring your bestie. I'm going to send you guys all the link here. So copy this. It is the same every single week. If you want to invite somebody to join us, this is the link that you'll want to share with them so that they are registered and they get the proper Zoom with the passcode. And for anyone who was new today, I'll make sure to send you a follow-up so that you have the info and how you can join us. And there's much more behind the scenes. We have an incredible support system. We have an app. We have courses, and we have more coming available so that you can have this, the access to more, like the presentation and the recordings for what we did today. So if you missed it or wanted to replay it, you'd have that available. So thank you, Tracey, for your preparation. Thank you for your willingness. Thank you for the connection and the extra nudge from Kate that it was time for us to connect in the flesh as that would be on a Zoom. And we'll make sure to get the info out for the 24th. So if you guys are looking for a retreat, that you would have access to the event that Amori has created and extended to all of us, and being able to do the work and knowing that when we leave a comfort zone, whether it's physically to do a call like this, or if it's, to literally get away, whether it's for a few hours for a workshop or something overnight, those opportunities are so powerful because you face different situations when you do, some things are not always as just like the beginning of our call today. We need to pivot, and when we find solutions, that's our greatest gift. And knowing that there's always solutions and there's always support and there's always another way to do it. And this is that space in which we get to learn and grow. So I'm so grateful that you are live today, and we'll make sure that you have the replay if you want to share it with a friend, because it was an incredible message. And probably one of my absolute favorites would be that Tamia was so authentic and so real to share something that is so true of so many times in our lives, no matter where we've been and what we're doing. And Sarah said, thank you. This was brilliant Zoom. So glad I've been invited. Yay! I love it. So you guys
Yes.
have the best rest of the day. We're so grateful for you. And let us know how we can serve you best. Thanks, guys. Happy
Have a great week,
So,
ladies. Have a great week.
Bye, everybody.